very proud to say I'm a child of God. And I owe everything to God right now. God has been so good to me. And I'm going to try my best to give a short testimony. Let me give you an introduction about myself. I come from a fatherless generation. And I grew up in Brixton. My father was never around. And my mother worked, she's a secretary by the way, and she worked so hard. By the time I was say 5, 6 and I started getting independence, I sort of grew up by my own devices because my mum was at work and obviously she wasn't around to sort of look after me. By the time I was 9 years of age, I sort of, when I say actively, I got involved in gangs. In reality, you know, little cliques in primary school where we used to go out shoplifting, like in Woolworths, stealing water pistols, marathon, sweets from the shops. And then obviously as I started walking the streets of Brixton, I started meeting other people. So as I got a bit older, I think it's like the 4th year of primary school, which would have made me about 10, 11, I'm not too sure. Anyway, because I'm born in September, I get my age, I sort of was a bit older than the rest of my year, sort of thing. So we started, I started nicking things like stay press trousers, Ben Sherman shirts, and other sort of clothes to sell to the older guys. And I started making money like that. Then I started going boys brigade, but that was an excuse to get out my house to meet up with my friends. But I must say I was enjoying myself because obviously it was fun going to church. But I got betrayed in church. One of the guys who was looking after us, 50 pence was for the belt. And when we supposed to leave now, he's supposed to give us the 50 pence. So I took my belt with the boys brigade buckle and I gave it to him. And he said to me, I haven't got no money on me, but I'll bring the 50 pence to your mum the Monday, which obviously I gave it to him the Friday. Well, up to this day, this man has never gave my mum the money. So, being so young, I suppose I thought to myself, well, considering this man is a man, he's got a responsible job, as being a Christian, and he lied to me. So I kind of, though initially I went to the church to meet my friends, but I sort of thought to myself, well, this is, how could these people preach all these holy things to me? And yet the man stole from me. And, it's a bit contradictory. So being around 11, 12, I was a bit angry. By the way, I used to go to Mustin Road Church, which is now Mayatsfield Estate. On the left-hand side would be Baghdad, where all the Muslims. On the right-hand side is a lot of drug people selling. But I grew up in that neighborhood before those flats was about. From there now, basically, by the time I was sort of like, say 15, I moved from Burton Road and I went to sort of like Santley Street. And a lot of changes is happening to me, emotionally, because beforehand I didn't have my own bedroom. And so I had to share with my mom. My sister, she was in care. I wouldn't say my mom, in fact, my mom was a very good mother. But I suppose I had a lot of mental scars because my father was around, and obviously being poor and things like that. But I moved from Burton Road and we went to Santa Street to my auntie, and you can only imagine, unless you've been down that road yourself, where being a first year, for the first time in your life, you got your own bedroom. You know, that was like heaven to me at the time. But being that I was sort of street orientated, I started hanging about with some guys on the streets, you know, where we used to grab people's handbags, didn't like it, mug people, didn't like it, and eventually, you know, involved in certain things. But then, before I actually got involved in those things, you know, I used to, you know, I've gone forward a bit before, but this bit is very important. One day, I was walking down Fernando Road, and I hit Brixton Road, and I got arrested for sus. Now, at that stage of my life, although I was on the streets, I wasn't really doing nothing. I was just hanging out with the guys. And this policeman, which I cannot mention his name, well, you're not supposed to do this anyway, but he arrested me for sus, for robbing unknown people. And during a space of a year, he arrested me at least 9 times for the same charges. And what actually happened now, being so young and innocent and naive, I suppose, I went to Balham Juvenile Court, and my mum I got fined, and my mother had to pay the fine. It was only £5. But the point was, as far as I'm concerned, you know, why should I pay that fine? So I went to my mum, Mum, don't pay that fine, because she said, well, she's got to pay it. I said, I'm innocent, I never done nothing wrong. Because my mum's a law-abiding citizen, she paid it. So coming home, I've just come to the conclusion, well, since my mum's paying a fine, I might as well just I might as well do these things what they're saying. I'm robbing unknown people. So that's how I sort of started doing these type of crimes. Because according to the system, I'm doing these things, and my mum's paid a fine, and I'm innocent. So I decided, well, I might as well do it. I've done pickpocketing, tried burglary, because what happens when you're on, well, as you look, anyone who's from the streets would know, you know, basically, you sort of, you go through from petty crime, and it grows into bigger and bigger crime. I started going out in the night and raving. I used to party 7 days a week. I used to earn my money, buy clothes, buy jewelry, and party every night.